I'd like to introduce a very special person. We have a new library president for a day, Hayden Kaufman, and Hayden is going to start our meeting.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Board of the Library Trustees Committee of the whole meeting for this Monday, November 4th, 2024. I would like to start with a roll call. Trustee Worrell?
Here.
Trustee Gala?
Here.
Trustee Kelly?
Here.
Trustee Rule?
Absent.
Trustee Meadow? President Zimmer? Oh, Trustee Zeig?
Here.
President Zimmer?
Here,
Okay. Will we please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
well, I don't know if everyone is aware, but we had a contest in the library this month where students in kindergarten through 8th grade could submit an entry to be the library president for a day. We received a lot of entries. We had entries from the youngest grades all the way up through 8th grade, and boys and girls, all different schools, with a lot of terrific ideas. We received over 40 submissions total, and a committee with someone, our deputy director and our director of communications, our youth services manager, our community and circulation services manager, and me, we all chose and we selected Hayden Kaufman as our winner. So we're very happy to have him here today. We're also happy to have Superintendent Dr. Brian Kay, who is the superintendent of District 25, as well as the head of communications, Adam Harris. So our winner, Hayden Kaufman, is a 3rd grader from Westgate Elementary School. He seems to come to the library a lot because he had a lot to say. And we would like Hayden to read his winning entry.
Okay. This is why I think I won. I have the power to empathy. I can spot a lot of things other people can't. I'm kind and caring. I love to read, and I read a lot of topics and genres. I love your clubs, activities, etc. I know that the library is more than just books. I know the library is a safe place for the community to have fun, be creative, and experience new and exciting things. I come to the library all the time. And I think I like this part. It's kind of funny. I have so many answers.
You had a lot of answers. We only asked for a few sentences and you had way more than that, right? Very good. How do you usually get to the library?
We usually drive, sometimes we walk though.
Nice. And do you bring another family member with you?
What do you mean?
Like your sister?
Yeah.
Because I see your sister's in the audience. I bet she comes to the library too.
Oh, you come a lot, yeah.
Yes. So as, because you're our winner, we have allowed you to pick out some of your favorite books from the library, and we're gonna have a display case downstairs in Kids World near the front desk. What are some of your favorite kind of books, or what kind of things will you put in that? What are some of your favorite series or authors or books?
I really like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series.
That's-
It's really funny. John Lewis Fulton was also in my display. There's one that actually came from China. It was translated into English. There are 2 books, there's White Fox and White Fox in the Forest. They're 2 really good books. I put them in my display.
Nice. Was it fun to go through and like pick out all the books?
Yes.
We have a lot in our collection, don't we?
Yeah, it's a really long.
Yeah. Do you ever pick out any puzzles or games?
I did some of these on video games.
Nice. Very good. I like it. Well, I hope people watching will come and see some of Hayden's selections this month. And I would invite the superintendent to come up and say a word or two about District 25. You're a Westgate student, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Is there a specific spot I should?
Oh, there's no, you're all good. You're all good.
I'd like to stand next to the president.
Oh.
I'd like to. So Hayden, on behalf of Arlington Heights District 25, Westgate School, the Westgate community, the third grade classroom of Mrs. Heckman, who is so proud of you. We wanted to say congratulations on being the president for a day. We think public service is something that should be celebrated, and the fact that you wrote this amazing essay to share all the exciting things about the library says a lot about who you are as a person. So I want to say thank you on behalf of District 25. We have a small token of appreciation. I don't want it to get in the way of all the other exciting things you have, so I'm going to give it to your sister to hold on to. But on behalf of Arlington Heights District 25, congratulations, President.
Thank you.
That's awesome. We're honored.
So, you wanna, sit next to me for some of our meeting here? Yeah, how would that work? Okay, so I'll tell you what we do at our meetings. We have an agenda and we kind of go through the agenda. And sometimes we talk about budget and taxes, but today, the next thing on our agenda, because we're a public library, we get some grant money from the state. So I'm gonna ask our executive director to tell me what's going on with our per capita grant.
Okay, so as Amy mentioned, we submit a grant application every year in January. It's due January 30th. As part of the grant application, there are some requirements, and one that falls on me and the board is to review the documentation in serving our public 4.0 standards for Illinois public libraries. So if you would please, all trustees, please review that before our December meeting, at which point we'll then bring the application filled out for your review, and then we'll submit it after that. So this is just a heads up that we are going to start working on this. The application is attached. Feel free to look through it. Let me know if you have any questions, but these are all of the areas that we'll be explaining in the grant application as it relates to the standards for Illinois public libraries.
Thank you. So, as you might know, Hayden, we have a committee meeting called the Committee of the Whole meeting, and we meet at the beginning of the month, the first Monday of the month. And then later in the month, we have our regular board meeting. So at our regular board meeting, that's when we all have to go through the check register and make sure we spend the money wisely. And we have to approve the budget for the month and payroll and that sort of thing. And sometimes we have to vote on things. So that's our regular board meeting. At this meeting, we just kind of talk about different issues coming up in the library. So the next thing that I want to ask our executive director, he's kind of like the boss of the employees here. We're kind of his boss, but he's the boss of the employees. So, Mr. Driscoll, our executive director, can you tell us how the construction is going? You may have noticed we're doing some renovation here in the library.
Okay,
And we're gonna click on the screen and show you some pictures. So, Hayden, watch your eyes. So,
There you go.
right there. So yeah, wanted to kind of show you where we're at with the construction. As you may or may not know, the library is doing construction on the public restrooms on the second floor, the vending cafe on the second floor, the elevators, and the lower level lobby. So we are just refreshing some of these spaces and wanted to show that demolition is complete. This is the worst it will look. So on the left there is our old vending cafe, and that had a counter with some stools and our vending machines. That is being turned into another restroom, so that will be a family restroom or an all-gender restroom. It'll be a single stall restroom with which will be ADA compliant. We'll also have the vending machines moved out, so they'll be kind of flush with that wall in the front there. On the right is a hallway to the restrooms on the second floor that exists as you're walking down this hallway. It's just next to it, adjacent to it. So that was tile. They tore up the tile there. This is the men's restroom. This used to be a functioning restroom. It is now completely gutted. The tile's been taken off the floor and the walls, and it is ready to be tiled again. This is the women's restroom upstairs. So again, all the demolition's done. No major surprises in either of these areas. This is the lower level, Kids World. The girls' restroom is on the left and the boys' restroom is on the right. So again, no major surprises, but it's all been torn out and ready for new tile and new fixtures and stuff. And then this is the lower level lobby, the entrance in the garage when you walk in. This was tiled. It was quite a loud and messy production to pull up that tile, but this was kind of while they were working on it. And this is what it looks like today. So they started laying the carpet down. We replaced the tile with carpeting for a number of reasons. So they're making very good headway there. They also replaced the carpeting in the staff locker room, which would be to the right of the picture on the right. And so that's been completed, and they should finish up this carpeting in the next day or two. Yeah, so that's all of the pictures that I have at this point, but as far as any surprises go, we have had, or change orders, I should say. One of the things that we're looking at doing is in this area, right where that yellow caution tape is, there used to be kind of like a large box. And that was there by code, so people don't run into the stairs, you know, as they're about, I think it's like anything below 6'8", you have to have a box beneath it, so people don't run into it. Instead of putting that back, we're gonna extend the glass railing to around that space, and then we might put plants in there or sculpture or something like that. So we're gonna change that up a little bit, make it look a little bit more modern. In the restrooms, we've just had some changes with some things. Some plumbing had to be adjusted, some electrical had to be adjusted, but all within the allowances that are already budgeted for in the project. So nothing even hitting the contingency at this point. So we're in very good shape. One other thing that not shown in this picture is the vestibule. So there's a vestibule on the north and south side of this entrance where those double doors are. That has been historically concrete with like a rubber grate. We pulled the grate out and filled that in with concrete, and then that's also going to be this carpeting. This carpeting is meant for kind of indoor outdoor. It's not quite as it's not like outdoor carpeting where it's plasticky, but it's more, it feels like indoor, but it's really resilient to weather and wearing. So we've got a very good fit.
When do we anticipate this being done?
Well, the lower level lobby will be complete probably in the next couple of weeks with paint. We're gonna redo the ceiling, new lighting. The restrooms upstairs, they're saying probably mid to late November for those. So we're estimating probably like mid to late November for everything. The biggest change is probably the family restroom upstairs, just because the walls need to be built, and the walls will start to be built this week. But once those are up, then the tiling and putting in the fixtures, finishing up the plumbing and stuff like that, but most of that's already taken care of. So it's moving along pretty well. We're on schedule. We expect probably wrap up in early December.
Very good. So Hayden, one of the questions that we always ask our executive director is, are we within budget? Because we have very strict budgets on everything. We want to make sure we're doing everything within budget. So Mr. Driscoll, are we in budget?
We are in budget. In fact, we're running a little bit ahead of budget. One of our contractors, we were able to select a contractor that was the lowest bid at the time that we brought the proposal to the board. We were not sure that contractor would be able to meet their bid requirements, and they said that they would honor it. And so we were able to come in even less than what we presented. So that'll save us about $30,000. So we're in a very good financial position on this project.
Excellent. All right, the next item on our agenda. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Greg.
quick question. I'm just curious regarding the carpeting, you know, changing that for the tile. And I'm sure we talked about it when we talked about the plan, but is there any difference in keeping that clean as opposed to tile? Is there gonna be more work that's gonna have to be done?
It's not more work. We have we call the Zamboni. It's a large carpet, a ride-on carpet cleaner, which is fantastic for the carpet. We're able to pull up stains very easily. We've really lengthened the life of a lot of the carpet that we have in the hallway here. That really shows stains, pretty bad. This carpeting is really meant for this kind of application.
Mhm.
Tile is fine, it's easy to clean and stuff like that, but we always have carpet runners that are out there that are harder to keep clean. And we have to replace them periodically and stuff like that. So having this carpet will eliminate those, it looks much nicer, and the colors that we picked in the patterns really should hide any stains in the short term before we can clean them up. But
It could reduce costs overall.
Yeah,
You don't have to put the runners
Yeah.
down all the time. Okay, good.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, but in like the elevators, the tile was cracked and stuff like that, so we always had to keep the carpet or the runners on top of them.
Okay.
Just because elevators are not great for tile because they flex so much or cracks it, so we weren't even gonna try tile in there again. So that has been replaced with carpet also.
Gotcha. All right, very good. Thank you.
Another thing with the carpet is these are carpet squares. Let me go back to here. So if we do have areas that are damaged or worn badly, we can just pull up those squares and replace them.
I'm guessing we have a whole bunch of them just gonna be sitting in a room somewhere.
Exactly, yeah, we keep out of stock of all of them.
Quick question, I know, the lower level common area, whatever this is called, was closed for a couple days. Will that be the only time it needs to be closed?
Yeah, so what we did when they were chipping up the tile, we just decided to close it. We were gonna try and do half and then half and keep one entrance open, but trying to route pedestrian traffic in the garage around, it just didn't seem safe, and we said, let's just close it, let them have at the whole thing and do it. Another thing is, we didn't really want customers in there when they're chipping up that tile, because you get pieces flying and it's very loud and it's very dusty, so we just said, let's just close it off for a couple of days.
I wasn't sure, like for the ceiling or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think so. They'll be able to do that in sections, but
Okay,
with construction, it's never a definite.
that's not the plan anyway.
Exactly, right. So we may end up closing it for one day and just let them do it all, but
Yeah.
if we have to close one side, we'll end up closing the whole thing.
Okay,
Yeah, but when we did close it, we did keep the rest of the garage open. So
Yeah.
we only closed off half the parking. We kept the drive-through open and the rest of the,
Yeah.
I guess it's the north side parking.
okay.
Yep.
Anyone else? All right, tell us about the Illinois Association of Park Districts Best of the Best.
Okay, yeah, so we were very fortunate to have been selected for the Illinois Association of Park Districts by the Illinois Association of Park Districts for a intergovernmental cooperation award. This is, I'll hand that around if you want to take a look. This was with the Park District. The Park District actually nominated us. And we were selected for the 3 intergovernmental agreements that we've recently done with the park districts and all of the other wonderful things that we do with them. Things that came up were the joint meetings that we have with our boards, the programming that we do with them, the story times in the park, a lot of things that we do with the park district on a regular basis. So just a huge thank you to the Park District again for the nomination and to the association for recognizing us. It was great. So there was a very nice event that we went to Chevy Chase Country Club to receive the award. So we were honored to be able to do that.
So we have, we share some parking lot with the Park District across from our Maker Place where they're redoing Rec Park. And Hayden, you might be interested, we're having story walks in a couple of the parks, and say you're there for soccer or just playing at the park, you can go through and the librarians from Kids World will pick out a story, and you can like read the story while you're at the park. So you can be playing at the park, reading a story. So we kind of try to work with some of our different other government bodies in town, like the Park District or the school boards. So, in Arlington Heights, we really try to do a lot of things together, because all of the people that come to the library, maybe they go to the parks, maybe they go to the schools. So we try to reach people where they are. It's a big part of what we do. I had a question. So our Director of Marketing and Communications is Sasha. And Sasha, I noticed for Halloween, we had some great events. Can you tell us about the events that we had here for Halloween or Halloween week?
Absolutely. Last week, I believe it was last Wednesday, we had, a very, very popular program in Kids World called Halloween Fun. And we had two sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And we're very happy to announce that I believe there were probably over 500 attendees over the two sessions. It's a very, very popular event and keep bringing back. With a lot of, stations to do with like, bozo buckets. I think we had like a witch hat toss. There's some pictures that are on the screen right now.
Oh,
So it was an adorable event. Kids dressed up in their costumes and
And what days were these? When?
I believe it was last Wednesday, there was two sessions in one day.
Oh, on Wednesday, so the day before
11 in the
Halloween.
morning, yeah,
Okay,
11 in the morning, I think the other one was.
oh my gosh.
One of my favorite things is when, the librarians in Kids World, or maybe other places too, decorate pumpkins. And they decorate them like storybook characters, so that's a really fun thing to check out. Yeah, they're pretty cool, huh? I like those. So there's always something happening at the library. We send out a lot of information. We have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And everyone in town gets our newsletter, so that shows us all the good events that are happening in town and word of mouth from people like you who love the library. So we have a lot going on all the time. And we're glad you could be a part of it. Does anyone else have any others? No? Okay. So now we do something, I'm gonna give you your award, but we go into what's called closed session. Sometimes we have to talk about, staff things or things that we wouldn't necessarily want to talk about on, to be broadcast across Arlington Heights or whoever's on YouTube. So we're gonna get ready to go into closed session, but before we do that, Hayden, I want to officially present you with this key to the library. You can put this in your room. It says Hayden Kaufman, Arlington Heights Memorial Library, Library President for a Day. Contest winner November 4th, 2024. You are our first official winner of this. We've never done this contest before, so stand up and let me give you this key to the library. Entries to the contest you won. We all get elected by people in town. Hopefully, all the parents and teachers, everyone who's 18 and older, hopefully they vote. And they voted for us to be on the library board. Sometimes there's only a couple people that run. So we only might have had to run against a couple people. You kind of ran against 39 people. So I think you have a future in government if you want it. Okay, so at this time, when we go into closed session, unfortunately, everyone has to leave.
Make a motion.
Yeah, should we?
Could I
Yes, again.
I move that we go into closed session in accordance with 5 ILCS 120-2C1 to review executive director performance goals.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Well, thank
President
you.
Samari, if we can take some group pictures.
Sure.
With,
Absolutely.
if we can start off with Dr. Kane, please, and, right over here. Stephanie, help you.
Right, we are back in open session for our committee of the whole meeting on November 4th, 2024. Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Trustee Burrell,
Here.
trustee Gala.
Here.
Trustee Kelly,
Here.
trustee Zick,
Here,
president Tomorrow.
Here. All right, so, we just have one other thing, and that is our executive director's getting married. How exciting. Are you taking the end of the week off?
Yes, yes, I
Good. He was gonna like take Friday off. I'm like, we sent something to your house so that you will remember us by, because I think it's fun to get a physical gift. So we sent you some Christmas decorations that you had put on your registry. So every time you put them up, you will think of your board. And this is a
Thank you
little
very much.
extra to go with the new strands of lights that you'll have to get every year.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Very excited
lights
for
and the
you.
gift. Appreciate it.
Are welcome. So, and I know that at our December or our November board meeting, Dana will be
Yes, she will be
in
sitting
your
in for me.
place.
Yep,
Nice. When do you get back from Italy?
the 22nd. So,
Excellent.
yeah, we're leaving the 10th. and coming
Okay,
back
so
Sunday.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, very good.
Looking forward to it.
Well, we wish you a wonderful wedding day with all good, good fun. We
Thank you.
expect to see good pictures.
Yes, of course.
All right, does anyone else have another other? No? All right,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.